Good morning and welcome to Tuesday's Training Tips with Tuff. I'm Christy, CEO and founder of Legend Acres and Legends Heroes. And this month our series is focusing on introducing a new dog or a rescue dog into your home. So today what we want to talk about is that bringing a new dog into your home is an exciting and rewarding journey, but it also does come with some unique challenges. So today what we're going to do is we're going to delve into the critical topic of introducing your rescue dog to family members. We're going to explore some strategies to ensure a smooth transition and foster positive relationships from the start. From understanding your dog's background and creating a safe environment, we're going to cover everything you need to know to set the stage for success. So the first thing that we want to talk about today is going to be understanding your rescue dog. Before diving into introductions, it's really essential to understand your rescue dog's background and behavior tendencies. Many rescue dogs come from varied backgrounds, including shelters, foster homes, or even directly from the streets. Recognizing potential behavior challenges and setting realistic expectations are key to building a strong foundation with your dog. So let's talk about that real quick because that's a lot to unpack. One of the things that we hear a lot in rescue is 3-3-3. And so what that is that's 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And that is the outline of acclimation for a dog. So for a dog that's been moved from one location to another location, then we have to give them some time to decompress and to figure out, is this environment safe? Is this environment unsafe? Am I going to be here for a while? Is this temporary? Especially dogs who have been moving from foster home to foster home, it takes them some time to relax into a new environment. And so you need to understand that when you're introducing a dog into your home and know that your dog's behavior is going to change over this time of this acclimation period. A lot of dogs come into your home in what we call survival mode. Survival mode means that all I'm worried about is food, water, and shelter at this time. I'm not going to be very affectionate to you or your family. I don't understand the rules of your house. I don't understand if I'm coming or I'm going. And so that really affects behaviors greatly when a dog is coming into a home. And so when I say 3-3-3, a lot of people have this expectation that after 3 months, their dog is going to be great and it's just going to settle right in. And that's not a reality. It took Tuff 3 years before we saw him just be in our environment and he could adjust and adapt to anything that was happening in and around his life. And it takes some time. You may find that you have a dog who doesn't want to be touched. You may find that you have a dog who's had bad experiences with people. Dogs on the street usually don't have good experiences with people. People throw things at them, they yell at them, they kick them out of their yards, they kick them out of the trash. There's lots of reasons why a dog would be really uncomfortable in and around people because of past experiences. So we want to make sure that we're taking that into account. If you have a dog who's very leery of people, you want to be very slow on your introduction to people and to what is happening in their world. Okay, so the next thing is going to be preparing your home and family. Prepare your home and family for the arrival of a rescue dog is also critical here. Creating a safe and comfortable environment that includes securing potential hazards and providing essential supplies. Educating your family members about the dog's behavior and setting some ground rules to ensure that everyone is on the same page and promotes a harmonious transition. So when I say like setting the stage for some rules is if the dog walks away, the children aren't allowed to follow. So if the dog is leaving that situation, the dog is saying, I'm uncomfortable, and letting them walk away, letting them stop the interactions, letting them letting that dog choose, do I want to be in this situation or do I not want to be in this situation, and not forcing any of those things to happen. And if the interaction becomes uncomfortable, if the dog stop the interaction. Don't keep pushing, because you can set a dog back that's in survival mode even further to be hesitant around the new environment and the people that are in your home. Okay, when you introduce your rescue dog to your family members, it does require some patience, some sensitivity, and some careful planning. Okay, so there's a lot of rescues that require you to fill out an application and wait for an application process. And what they're doing is there's this period of time from the idea that I want to bring this rescue dog into my house until it actually happens, because there's some planning that needs to be done here. You don't want to walk into a rescue and be like, oh, that's the dog I want, and then pick it up and bring it home and not have anything prepared, not have a plan, not have talked to your family members about it, not introduced your children to the idea of it, not set up a safe place for the dog. And so then the dog just gets dumped into the home, and we see that usually results in failure of the dog's part to be able to acclimate into that environment. And then those dogs get returned back to the rescue, and then they end up in another home. And so the more homes that they end up in that are not setting these dogs up for success, it's just making that idea of success so much smaller for that dog as the time continues of it being recycled back into those rescues. So if you're going to be adopting, you need to put some things into place, and you have to have a plan. And you have to have a plan that you can slow down, okay? So you have to have some things set in place before you just bring a dog home and stick it into an environment, because we want these dogs to succeed and thrive in your home as much as you want them to acclimate into your home and succeed and thrive. Okay, so making sure that, again, you've got some sort of plan here in place. Introducing your rescue dog to family members, okay, is going to be a big deal for this dog, especially if you've got children, okay? Because you also have to remember is that children's behavior differs from adult behavior in the house. The other thing is we don't know if this dog's ever been exposed to children. And so those are some things that you need to take into consideration and create a safe space away from your children while your dog is going through this acclimation process, so you can learn this dog and get this dog comfortable in and around your children, okay? The thing is that adult supervision is super important here in introducing your dog to your children. By providing proper introduction protocols, you can help a rescue dog feel welcome and accepted by every member of your family. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk about real quick is going to be building positive relationships. So this is part of that process. So I want your dog to have positive interactions with every introduction and everything new that's coming into the house, and it not be overwhelming. Because if you have a dog in survival mode and you overwhelm them, you're going to find them shut down, and that can take your process backwards, okay, but several weeks to sometimes several months in this critical period that we have of bringing this dog into a home. All right, so building positive relationships with your rescue dog is a gradual process that requires time, effort, and consistency. Incorporating training and bonding activities strengthen your connection and also establish trust and respect. Encouraging play and using positive reinforcement techniques foster a loving and supportive environment for your new family member. Okay, so again, taking things slowly and making sure that there are positive interactions. If at any time the dog is showing any stress signals of wanting to leave or to end the play or the interaction, let them leave and give them a safe place to go where nobody follows them. So some stress signals that you want to be watching for are going to be things like whale eyes, where their eyes get really big and you can see the whites of their eyes. Okay, the other thing is they'll lift a paw. Right? They'll just lift one foot off the ground. Okay, averting eye contact when they turn and look away. A dog that's backing away, they get really stiff. So what will happen is they'll get like really tall, like they'll push their front legs into the ground, and we call it tall dog, and they'll puff out that chest and they'll get really tall. That tells you that they're uncomfortable. Their hackles are raised. Okay, they're licking their lips. Okay, there's a lot of subtle little things that tell us that a dog is uncomfortable. They'll tuck their tail. Okay, or they'll wag their tail to the left. So a lot of people think that tail wagging means that a dog is happy. Tail wagging is just a form of communication, and tail wagging to the right means all is right with the world. Tail wagging to the up and left means that a dog is uncomfortable. And so understanding and knowing those signals from your dog are going to be important as you're introducing them to family members and especially to children. And so you want to be watching for those signs. And I will tell you, if you're paying attention, you're going to see what those stress signs are for that dog within the first 1 to 2 days, because they're going to be displaying them. And so you're going to be able to see when a dog is uncomfortable. Also, growling. Growling is a form of communication. Growling doesn't equal good. It doesn't equal bad. It just means that it's sometimes a stress signal. Sometimes dogs growl when they play. It's just part of their language, and we want a dog that growls. Okay, I want to touch on this real quick because this is something that we as people make a huge mistake about with our dogs. When we take away a dog's voice, to say that they're uncomfortable, and we punish for growling, dogs then go from stress signals to biting because now they don't feel like they have an opinion. You have to listen to your dogs and know that they have an opinion. If they're growling and it's not during play, then they are telling you that I'm uncomfortable with this situation, which is the same thing as lifting that paw, same thing as turning that eye contact and averting. Those are all stress signals and ways that a dog is communicating that I don't want this interaction to continue. I'm very uncomfortable. And so it is your responsibility then to put that dog in a safer environment than what it's experiencing at that moment to prevent them from having to escalate and take care of that on their own. So dogs have what we call this escalation of fear, okay? So this escalation starts out really subtle, like with that paw picking up or the looking away, and then what happens is those signals get more and more and bigger until leading to the top of that, which is a bite, okay? And so the thing is that what we want to prevent is we want to prevent that dog from having to think it needs to defend itself from the things that are going to be normal in this dog's day-to-day life. And so those are some behaviors that you want to watch out for. And if you experience any of those behaviors right up from the beginning, do not hesitate to reach out for some assistance. So there's lots of different games and things that we can do with these dogs to get them comfortable and to turn that off and to just learn how to thrive and be in an environment. So there's lots of different enrichment, play, and games that we can do to, again, support them and make them feel comfortable. Okay, so some other challenges is that when welcoming a rescue dog into your family, it's incredibly rewarding, but it also can present some challenges. Managing fear, anxiety, aggression, or reactivity requires patience and understanding. You need to understand that this dog doesn't know that it's safe in your home. It's going to have to go through a process of understanding these things. And we want to make sure that you're addressing these common challenges head on and seeking professional guidance immediately. Okay, immediately when you see these things happening. Okay, and because when you do, you can overcome obstacles and build a strong, resilient bond with your rescue dog, and they will thrive in your home. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, or you do need assistance, I just want to mention that if you have adopted a dog in the last 90 days and you sign up for training with Legend Acres, you get 20% off. And if you have recently adopted a dog within the last 90 days, you also get a free online session. And in that free online session, you're going to get some of those canine cognition games and some bond building games that are going to set your dog up for success in your home. And so if you have recently adopted a dog or you've brought a new puppy into your house and you're having a hard time with this acclimation process, or an older dog into your home, then it doesn't matter what age the dog is. I want you to drop down into the comments here and say adopted or new dog. Let's do adopted. So you adopted a new dog, and then I will send you that free link, and I will send you that coupon code also for that 20% off training. And we also offer behavior modification for that reactivity and those aggressive behaviors. And so you also get 20% off of that, as well as our fundamentals course. So if you've got any questions, pop them in there. But also, if you would like that link, then put that into the comments, adopted, and I will respond back to you and get you those links and those coupon codes, so that you can get the assistance that you need right now and not wait. As we conclude today, I just want to recap the key points that we talked about today, and just to say that make sure that you understand your dog and your rescue dog, understand where they're coming from. And if we have an unknown history, then you need to take that into consideration. Prepare your home and your family for a dog coming in, and then introducing your rescue dog to your family members, building positive relationships, and addressing some common challenges that we see with behavior in dogs. Okay, so thank you again for tuning in, and we want to ensure that you are welcoming a rescue dog into your family and that it is a fun, joy-filled, companionship. With patience and understanding and commitment, you can create a happy and fulfilling life together. Thank you so much for tuning in.